Good morning, all. Let's begin. So today we will see the why DevOps is important for an organization. Like now you see like all organizations are adopting the DevOps practices. But why it is important? Because the companies which are not adopting DevOps, so where they lags, and the companies which adopt DevOps, so where they stand out. So here you can see this is a three pattern strategy which companies are adopting. So they are merging three operations. The first one is the development of software. So software development, then quality assurance is nothing but a software testing, and then technology operations. So all three teams are they merging into a DevOps. So you can see there is a survey done by the Tech Beacon. So it cites that leading companies such as Facebook, Adobe, Netflix, and Sony Pictures Entertainment have attained tangible business and technical benefits. So that's why so there is a strategy. Like for example, if you have seen like branded cars like BMW, Mercedes, they came up with some features. Like you have seen like ADAS, 360-degree camera. So when they started adopting those features, then the other companies are also starting to provide such features. Now you can see the cars like Maruti and Tata, Mahindra, they are also providing the features like 360-degree camera and ADAS. So this is a flow of industry. The same way you can see when iPhone launch with any new feature. So all other Android companies or all other companies try to copy that feature or uh, have give that feature to their users. So this is why to retain their user database. So for example, if someone is giving some uh, benefits to the customer or end user, then other companies has to push themselves to provide the same benefits. So now you can see everywhere agile, everywhere like AI is booming everywhere. Like all companies are saying like we are AI enabled, we are having AI solutions. But why it is happening? Because it's a transitioning phase. Like though they don't want to switch to the AI, but they have a fear or they have like they will be out of the industry. That's why everyone company is starting adopting the AI. So now no company is using 100% AI because it is not possible at all. AI is in its early stage. But the thing is like the same way the DevOps practices started from 2 decade back, and from then now everyone is seeing the result of it. So everyone is starting adopting the DevOps practices. So that's why what happens like lot of career opportunities are being created. So let's see the first. Let's try to define what is a DevOps. So DevOps can be termed as a set of practices that promote collaboration between the development, testing, and operation team in an organization to deploy applications and services in production faster and streamlined manner. Hence, DevOps is a key to success of an organization. So, so if you see the definition, everyone try to define a DevOps different way because DevOps is not a specific term. It is a methodology or it is a standard practice. So practice is what developing the applications rapidly, fixing the issues rapidly, and software development process making it automated way. So this is the main purpose of DevOps. So then uh, let's take the first advantage, automation of a delivery process. So what happens when DevOps come to the picture? Now they have a tool for each and every process. For example, there were software developer were writing their codes, then they were committing their codes, and they were creating a build using a manual way. So now developer no more are creating a builds. So DevOps team takes care of creating a builds. Then there were a team of called as a tech ops or technical support team or support engineer. So they were responsible to create the infrastructure for the hosting the application, then taking care of that infrastructure, managing it. But now it has been merged in a DevOps role. So now DevOps role is a vast and it will take care of everything which is required to keep your application running. So now you can see the automation of delivery process. So here what happens, like we have a weekly builds, daily builds, night builds. So application like there are, let's understand, software development team has a 50 members. 50 engineers are working on 50 different features. So what happens? They are located in geographically various locations. Some may are in Europe, some may are US, some may are in India, and they are working as per their time zone. So now you can see, now we have 8 a.m., 8 a.m. in the morning in India. But if you compare with USA, they have a night. Like they are having 8:30 p.m., 7:30 p.m., different depending on the which area of a US they are. So the same way, now there is no stopping process. So let's say Indian engineers, like US engineers are already logged out. They have done their work. They have committed their code. And in the when they have logged out, the build process has been automatically run. The build has been automatically created. Why it is happening? Because of automation. So, and that's why that build is just not only created, that has been tested by the software automation, and that has been hosted for the user UAT and testing environment for the QA team and the user team. So it all so now no one need to intervene or do the things manually. Just DevOps team takes care of automation, and everything is happening smoothly. So that every day new builds are created, like whatever the issues they have fixed. So this is an automation of delivery process. So let's say yesterday a client has raised an issue, like my login page is not working, and then US team has worked on it, and they have created a one patch. So the new build has been automatically created, and new version of application has been available for the testing team as well as UAT. Like once UAT team checks that like issue has been fixed by development team, then it will give a heads up, and automatically the latest version which is tested by the QA team is available for the UAT team to test like issue has been fixed or not. So you can see like how fast or how rapidly the development process is happening, and at the same time everyone has a transparency what's happening. So you can see the survey Tech Beacon state that Amazon witnessed the increased deployment frequency with its engineers deploying code every 11.7 seconds on an average after it moved to Amazon Web Services Cloud. So can you imagine, like frequency of a deployment code is 11.7 seconds. So is it practical if we thought doing it manually? It is not at all practical. And you can think like now you are using a WhatsApp, right? So whenever you are using a WhatsApp, so there are beta versions. So everyone, like you can see like how frequently or how fastly the versions are you are getting a rollout. Like you are using Android phones, so you are getting a system updates. Everything is getting updated very fastly. Why? Because the company has been adopted the DevOps process. Like you have everyone has used a book my show. You go and take your you have booked your tickets. So don't matter you are login at 12 a.m. in the morning or the in the evening, or even if you try or wake up 4 a.m. So you can go and see the site is available and running. Have you see like book my show page has been down, or you are you have never seen it? Why it is able to happen? Because are they not doing the maintenance of their server? Are they not doing a quality checks of their servers? Everything is happening, but because of automation process, and they have adopted the DevOps methodology, it is possible. Like there is no downtime. That's why Amazon is able to build a new deploy the new code within every 11.7 seconds. So then there is one more advantage of adopting a DevOps. It is increased visibility of infrastructure requirement. So now we have a tools that takes care of monitoring your infrastructure. So let's say you are watching IPL match, and the match is between CSK and MI. So let's say you see the number, how many players, how many users are watching the movie at the live. So you can see there are 3 CR people are watching. But suddenly what happens? Some people got wicket, and MS Dhoni came to the batting. And you see drastically the 3.5 CR viewers has been changed to the 10 CR. So can you imagine how much servers are required to host an application so that 10 CR users can see the IPL match effectively, very smoothly? Have you seen like you are watching IPL match? and it has been stuck for a 5 second or 10 seconds. Never it happens. Though there are 20 users, 20 CR users, 30 CR users, IPL match is fluently running. It happens like your internet got some issue and you experience the buffering. How it is possible? Like how it is applications are managing so smartly, like 2 CR viewers has been reached to 10 CR within a second, and still that application or streaming platform is running smoothly so that everyone can see the match live and enjoy, and not only watch. They are having the options to, you can now in a match you can play the games, you can predict the score, and you can win the prizes. So everything is working smoothly, nothing crashes at all. Why it is happening? Just because of practicing DevOps or adopting DevOps culture. So here you can see the Rackspace survey. What says 52% of DevOps users saw an increase in customer satisfaction. 43% users have experienced improved customer engagement, and 38% users witnessed a sales increase. So see, the companies who adopt the DevOps, they are not getting the headache of managing. They have to bypass the headache of managing the infrastructure, as well as they are getting a increased customer. So you can understand increased customer means increased revenue. So any company who wants, everyone wants to be a millionaire or billionaire, and everyone wants to be a FinCorp company, like they want to earn a lot of money. So without DevOps, it is not possible. So then there is one more advantage of adopting DevOps: improved performance and productivity of teams. So performance get improved. Why? So let's say earlier what was there was where a waterfall model, and every team was working in a silos. Like what development team is designing, what they are writing a code, testing team were not aware until they complete their task. And when the testing team is working, development team will not able to identify the what errors have been occurred until QA team submits their entire task. So that was the earlier days we used as a waterfall model. So every team was working in a silos. At the same time, let's say there was issues, application is running smoothly on a developer machine, but when support engineer hosted the same application on servers, it was not running. Then there were fights. Like developer was saying it's not my fault, it's running fantastically on my machine, and the support team saying like I have configured the same thing which your machine has, but it is still not running. So there is an issue at your end. So that's why there was a lot of to and fro. But adopting DevOps, what happens? Like all gaps, communication gaps, transparency has been increased, and now everyone is aware what's happening in the software development lifecycle. So that's why performance has been improved. Let's say today one developer designed a page to show the scorecard of a IPL match, and testing team got an issue like it has a lag. Like let's say if I update a screen, I update the score, it takes 2 seconds to display on a screen. So this is a lag, right? So it should be live. So what I've called testing team will do, it will create a ticket and it will assign to the development team. So tomorrow when development team will log in, he will find out like there is an issue. This live score is getting delayed within 2 seconds. So what they need, they will come to know like they need to change the algorithm, or they need to make the changes, or they need to improve the time complexity of the code. So then that issue will get fixed. Then next day, developer will fix that issue. Again, testing team or QA person will test that code, and he will verify the issue has been resolved. And then the same thing will be available for the users. So this is a process very immediately. And earlier, they were working developing the complete software at once. Complete software was tested by the QA team. But now the software development happens in a chunk or in a phases. So like a team will not develop entire code and give it to the testing. Let's say small part. So imagine it's doing a small, dividing the big job in a small task, and the team will work on a small task, and everyone is working on it. So that you can see the advantage of improved performance and productivity of teams is, according to Tick Beacon, Sony Pictures Entertainment has reduced its delivery time from few months to minutes during the release of its software to manage entertainment assets for its end users using the continuous delivery model of DevOps. So now you know, earlier it was taking up months to deliver the project, and now they are getting delivered within a few minutes. Why? Because whatever software developer has improved the code, the same is available within the same day or with after 24 hours or 48 hours for the end user. So let's say Sony platform, let's take example of Hotstar. Let's say there is a movie which is out of theater now and they have released it on their OTT platform called a Hotstar. For example, let's take an example of any movie which recently came. Users want to watch that movie and users are facing issue. Like the movie is buffering all the time. There is a lag between audio and video. Then if this happens, then what will happen? The people will start unsubscribing Hotstar and they will switch to Netflix or other platform, OTT platforms. So again, this is a drawback for the companies. So now everyone wants to get more customer. That's why they want to implement the latest technologies which are available in the market. And for that, they are always in search of the person or the experienced one who know those technologies or who are having hands-on on these technologies. So then one more advantage of implementing DevOps practice in the organization is business agility and business value. So what is meant by agility? Agile means it's a complete process, like one after another. And business value. The survey of Wall Street Journal quotes that Adobe has been able to meet 60% more app development demand. Let's say there are some companies like Adobe, they are into media design, like they have Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Premiere Pro. So they are designing applications for the end users. Like for example, if you have seen the Hollywood movies, they need to use special effects. They need sound effects. So Adobe has their portfolio that they provide the applications like Premiere Pro, and they have complete lineup of products. So they design their applications for that purpose of a movie editing. So you can see, let's say there is a Hollywood movies. So like editing a movie is a little bit critical task. And why the software get popular? Like Adobe is a easy to use as compared to his competitors. Like if you compare it with the other applications who provide the same services, Adobe is like much user friendly. Just like we like Windows because it has a GUI and it is more user friendly as compared to the Linux. But the same way, when Windows focused on user friendliness, it is not that much secure as Linux is. But the Linux focuses on more security and more speed. So at the same time, like you cannot have both the things. So to make that, you need to put a lot of efforts. The same time, like when Adobe adopted the DevOps practices, they found the business agility and business value. Let's say users reported like while buffering or rendering the images, users found some issues and they reported to the Adobe. But as they have adopted the DevOps practices, they are able to develop 60% more app for the development demand. And they are able to give the new releases or early registers for their user for the well-being of their applications. And as like you are more engaging with your audience. Like let's say take example. If you are buying a phone, which phone you will buy? The phone which will provide a good value for money, at the same time quality of service. Let's say like why people prefer iPhone. Now everyone knows the iPhone is more than 1.5 lakhs you need to pay to buy the iPhone, right? If you skip the iPhone, you can buy 3 Android phones, but still people prefer to buy the iPhone. Why? The first reason is a security, and second is a user experience. Like you will never see your iPhone is hang. You will never see like you install any update on iPhone and your iPhone started not working. Or even if you got any issue, so iPhone customer care will give you the proper support that you will not have any issue. So that's why people are ready to pay the premium charges to get the service. So this is like main intention of adopting a DevOps practices by the all the industry, so that they can target more audience, they can increase their customer database. So let's see the next advantage of adopting DevOps practices. So now you can see the main is reduce the overall cost. So now you will come to know like why cost is important here. So now I already told like there were lot of dependency on each other. Development team has a dependency on a testing team has dependency on a support team, and client has a dependency on entire company. And what was happening, let's say there was no automation. If we are not using automation, you know, like for the if you are using automation, the work which takes months can be finished within a minutes. So for example, let's say you are a software company and you got an order to design a website for the e-commerce firm. So e-commerce firm wants their they have a money. They don't want they have a money, they are ready to pay the double charges. But the thing is like they want application to be ready as soon as possible. Let's say they want to let's say you have seen like when Reliance Trends came or Reliance launched with a new product. So they have ready their complete platform end to end. So the big companies or big, they don't have a issue with the money. But what they want like a robust application which should not crash and which should have a good experience for the end user while using that platform. So that's why they are ready to spend the cost. But at the same time, developing application is a critical task as multiple teams are involved. Like first, product owners are there, business analysts are there. They will gather the requirement. Then those requirements will pass it to the development team. Then software architect will design how application flow should be there or what are the concepts. Then DBA will create a databases. Then UI team will design the front end. Backend team will write the services, and testing team will test if everything is working fine, and support team will take care of application hosting and end user support. So this is a complex process. And earlier, if you are not having a DevOps practices, then you don't have a visibility. Like let's say you want to fetch a report. Like I have a requirement of a client for 5 features, and what is the current state of my project development. Being using a DevOps, you have a capacity or you have power to fetch the reports. Like my development team has designed the three functionalities. QA team has tested completely 2 features, and support team has given one functionality for the end user for the UAT, like user acceptance testing. So you have the complete visibility on what's happening on a software development lifecycle. That's why you can plan. Let's say uh, whenever you book a car, right? So let's say you went to the showroom and you book a car. Let's say take an example of a Nexon. Then you ask like, what is the waiting period? Like they will say, you have to, sir, you have to book the 50,000 rupees today, and you have to wait for 3 months, and then your card will be delivered to you. So let's say you have you need an urgent car. So you will book that car or you will cancel that car. Definitely you are going to cancel that car and you are going to the market to search alternative cars which will give you the same features. And you want what you want an immediate basis. Like everyone has a money now, but no one has a time. So everyone was as think fast as early they can adopt it. So the same way in software industry also, the people wants software development should be fast. At the same time, it should be robust and no waiting period should be there. But in case of software, what you can do, like you can give the, like let's say you have to start a business, we can do a first 5 pages. So that will have your company name, about us, contacts, and product details. And later on, we can keep adding features to that. Like you can customize, let's take an example of a similar way. If buying a car and designing application for the automobile industry. So let's say there is a company XYZ. We have a requirement to develop a website for them. And the same way, like customer came to the showroom, he wanted a car immediate basis, but he cannot give the car as it is not completed, right? So, but in software industry, we can ask, okay, sir, you want the application to be ready? We will be able to give your website within 1 day. So how it is possible? One day our development team will what? BA team will do? They will create the basic functionalities for the website. They will have a home page, they will have a contact us page, they will have a product page, and they will have a write to us page. Like only 5 pages will be designed, developed. At the same time, QA team will test, are they these website running smoothly, and that will be available for the support team to host on a server. So next day, our 5 pages will be available. Next, then our development team will work on a new page, and another day we can add one more page to that software application. It is possible just because of DevOps. So this way, customers are happy, and we cannot, our customer don't need to wait for long hours. We can deliver the software deployment in a phases. So you can see like how it benefit to the companies. Fidelity Worldwide Investment has avoided spending $2.3 million when it adopted DevOps approach for launching a critical trading application. So you can think of how much money has been saved using a DevOps practices. So we see like what are the advantage of DevOps, what are the uh, benefits of adopting DevOps culture. But here we are not going to start our company, or we are not going to create our startups, right? We are here to get the first job as a DevOps engineer. So what should be our blueprint to be a successful DevOps engineer? Where to start and what to learn? So it is not possible like within a 1 month we will be a master in DevOps. It is not possible at all. So we have to move step by step. The similar way, like when we drive the car, what we do, we just learn how to start car, how to put a car in a first gear, and how to start the driving, right? And then gradually we do the practice. Then we learn how to take a left turn, right turn, how to make a 8 number, how to drive car on a hills, how to control it, how to drive in a traffic. So the same way, the DevOps is the same thing. It's nothing but like learning a car. So you can see here at the start, you need to understand the DevOps. So what is DevOps? It is a methodology. So you need to understand what is DevOps, and then your career will be start. Then you have to understand what are the agile methodologies. Then you need to understand software release cycle and management. Then you need to learn the code. So code means here you don't need to be a developer here. You need to learn scripting languages like Bash, Python, PowerShell. So you need to learn the scripting languages. So code means scripting language. Then you need to understand the operating system concepts. Basically, you need to understand the Linux, like how Linux works, how Linux administration works. So you here also, so DevOps role is master in all, jack in none. It means you don't need to be expert in particular area, but you need to have a little knowledge about all the fields, because it is a collaborative work. And even if you don't need anything about something, you don't need to worry, still you can succeed. Let's say, because it's all about collaboration. So being a DevOps engineer, you need to collaborate with developers, you need to collaborate with business analyst, you need to collaborate with QA team, you need to collaborate with SRE team as well. So it's all about collaboration and asking the help and providing the help. Then you need to learn the version control systems, and then you need to learn the build integration tools. Like if developer has written some code, so you need to create a exe files, or you need to create the jar files, war files, so that the code, because let's say if a developer write a code and we cannot pass it to the end user, right? We should be running application. It's like we buy the premix gulam jamun from the market, right? So what they do, they provide a premix powder. So at the home, we need to cook gulab jamun at our own, and then we can eat it or we can consume it. The same way, developer will give us just recipes to us as a DevOps engineer, and we will create a build out of it. And those build we will host to the server, and then we will serve it to the QA team for the testing. Then there is a continuous integration tools. So continuous integration tools means what? So like today develop of one feature, next day he will come with more features, then we have to integrate the second feature with the first feature, and we have to make it available for the QA team. So these are the continuous integration tools that we need to learn. Then we have to take care of a DevOps security. So security is very, very important nowadays, because everyone knows like if your application is not secure, then it's uh, like a mess. Like you have to uh, your life is not in a easy way, right? So then artifact management tool, like we saw, like everyday new builds are created, so it is nothing but it's called as an artifact. So we need to manage those artifacts. Sometimes what happens, uh, developer design a new feature, testing team tested it perfectly, and you put it into a production, and due to some technical issues it fails, like application is not working at all. So in that case you have to downgrade your application to the previous version. So that's why you need to understand artifact management tools, and you need to learn that. Then there are networking concepts, cloud service platforms. So these are the basic tools. Whatever is you can see the blueprint here, we are going to cover in this course, and we are going to teach you the tools which are required to start your DevOps journey. And then you will think like, let's you came to the like let's you learn networking concept, you learn cloud platform, you learn infrastructure as a service, you learn all the tools, then you will think like my job is done. No, not at all. So DevOps is a methodology which tells continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment, and continuous learning. So that's why, like, let's say you learn to AZ, then you have to start again with AA, AB, AC. So like you should be, you keep yourself evolving to the market needs, because nothing is permanent. Like you have seen now Python is getting a more boost, if like people are looking for the more resources for Pythons, just because to integrate the AI and other stuff. But is it like Java people are not having jobs, or they have lose their jobs? No, not at all. But thing is, like being a DevOps engineer, as I already told, you don't need to be a perfect in Java or Python, but you must know the basics of it. And if their new language came, then you should learn the tools which are used to create the builds, which are required to understand. So that knowledge you have to keep learning and keep adding to the your. So what are like, this is the same thing, and we have classified like what are the tools required. So we have classified it into what are the, so here you can see, let's try to understand DevOps infinite loop. So how it start? So it starts with the planning, like BA or business administrator will come with a business requirement, then the plan will be done. And once the plan is done, then developer will write a code for it. Then DevOps team will create a builds, testing team will test that builds, and this will be released by the QA team. And then once the QA team releases their code, then we have to deploy it to the servers for the end user and production. Then end user will use that code. They will operate. At the same time, we have to keep monitoring. We will come out there is some issues, something is working, something is not working. Then there are some improvements. Then again, we have to plan how to fix the issues. And so then new sprint will come, and then developer will write a code. Let's say he developed a feature 1, and then next sprint he will add a feature 1.1. So it will fix the issue. And the same way process, this is an infinite loop which will never end as your product is live. So this is nothing but a DevOps complete picture. And here you will see like, sir, we are doing an automation thing. Then once we automated, then what's the DevOps role? My dear friends, though we are giving emphasis on automation, in the IT industry, no automation is permanent. Let's say you write a pipeline, your pipeline runs successfully. In next build, it is going to fail. How? There are multiple reasons why it will fail. We have to, as we mentioned, security is very important. Let's say developer did some mistake, or he did not taken care of a security. then there are tools which will check your code, is it secure or not. So let's say that there is a tool called a mend, and it found there are some vulnerabilities like that can be cause the security of the application, then build that tool will fail the build, and then this is not our responsibility to fix it. The ticket will be generated and summary will be provided to the with that ticket, and that ticket is assigned back to the development team, like we have found these vulnerabilities, please improve your code and commit once you have made the changes. So this is the one way, like build will fail. Second thing, what will happen, let's say there are some version issues, version upgrades. Let's say like there are PowerShell 5.1 and PowerShell 7.1, and we are using a PowerShell 5.1, and by mistakenly developer started using the concepts of PowerShell 7.2, but our production level we have set up all servers considering like we will use PowerShell 5.1. In that case also, due to incompatibility, your build is going to fail. Then we have to find out why it failed. Then either we have to upgrade our infrastructure, or we need to ask developers like these are the incompatible features, and then please rewrite the same feature using a PowerShell 5.4. So the same way, there are multiple ways everyday builds will fail. Sometimes for weeks it will run smoothly. So it's all about kind of maintenance engineer job of a DevOps engineer. So if it's everything is working fine, no one will ask you in the company, your importance will not get highlighted. But as soon as something will fail, everyone will start calling you and asking for help. Please fix it. Please fix it. So this is a kind of a maintenance job. So you need to be proactive. Then you can survive in the industry. So then what are the tools? Like we saw, like there are, so these are the list of tools. If you have explored DevOps, so you may have heard these tools like Git, AWS, Docker, Chef, Ansible, Kubernetes, Grafana, Jenkins, OpenStack, Azure. So these are the so many tools, and there are plenty of tools which are not to the list. But do we need to learn all those tools? The answer is no. Why? Because let's say you learn how to drive Nexon. Do you need to learn again how to drive XUV700? Obvious not, right? Because the main functionality of the car is the same. But what you will need to learn, like you need to understand, I am able to start AC from this button in Nexon, but where is the same button or alternate way to start the AC in XUV700? If I press this button, my bonnet will open. There should be a similar button or similar mechanism which will open the bonnet. So you need to upgrade yourself as per the tools. Let's say you learn AWS DevOps, and you join a company where they don't use AWS DevOps. They are using a Jenkins, or they are using a GitLab, Git CI/CD. So then you never know what tool you will end up or what tools you need to use. So to start with the tool which is commonly used or which is having a good future, like AWS DevOps. So AWS DevOps is a free tool, anyone can use it. So you need to learn same, like from each phase you need to learn one tool, understand it properly, clear your concepts. So here is not by hearting will not help. You have to do the practice, and in DevOps, practice is a key to success. If you are busy in your practice, my dear friends, everything is easy. But if you are lazy in doing practice, nothing is easy. DevOps is not for you at all. So if you are coming to DevOps just looking at the packages, like my friend got X amount of package, he got 10 lakhs CTC, he got 50 lakhs. So then if you are looking for the money, eventually you will end up and you will be frustrated. If you have a passion to learn, if you are interested to do the technical things, if you like troubleshooting, then DevOps is the best career for you, and here you will succeed. Like say you have a expectation of a 5 lakh per annum CTC, you will end up catching 10 lakh per annum, 15 lakh per annum. The secret of what is the secret to succeed? Practice, and only practice is the way you will get success in your career. So there is no alternate for the practice. You have to do the practice only. So what we are going to cover? We are going to cover Linux. We are going to cover Git, GitHub, Azure DevOps, Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, and monitoring tool as well. So, and not only this, so you will see like, sir, this is a very small list. Yeah, but this is a very important list. If you know this, you can work on any tool. But we are not here to just teach you theory and practicals. We will have projects, and the projects will be the real-time projects which are used in the industry, and then only you will have the complete knowledge about DevOps practices. There, I will fail with you when designing a solution, implementing it. Then you will learn how to troubleshoot, how to fix the issues. Everything you will learn here. And when we have projects, let's say you are watching a YouTube videos on how to drive a car. Will you able to drive the car? No. You have to sit inside the car. You have to press the ignition. You have to learn what is accelerator, how to apply it, when to apply it, how to use accelerator, brake, clutch, when to shift gears. That you have to do it practically. And the way, how much time you will spend on driving a car, you will be a good driver, right? The same thing. These are the list of tools we will have every day. We will start from the beginning. We will start from very basic. Though here you don't need to worry from which background you are. Even though you are a 12th standard student, you will be succeed in DevOps. But the thing is, you must understand English. Why? Because there are the commands which are in English language. If you don't understand the meaning of that command, then you are not able to perform the operations. So if you can understand the English, then you can succeed in DevOps career with the practice. You need a lot of practice, because see, if you are from some technical background, then you will understand things in a very first when I am demonstrating it. If you are non-technical background, you are, it's like when, like, remember the days when you learned driving a cycle. You did not start cycle directly, right? You had a support wheels, you have someone who to take care of it, or who is there to balance your cycle from the back. And then you got a confident, like, I will not fall because my daddy is at my back and he is one to take care of me. And then you learn the cycle. Or if you have learned how to drive a car, same experience you are here. You have to need some assistance to learn the car. So that assistance will be provided from us. How to start your DevOps journey, how to start the learning of tools. We will not teach you, but we will enable you how to learn the new things. Let's say here you did a course. Let's say after when you start working, but when you are in a production, is it good thing to call again and ask for a support to someone else? Not at all, right? So let's take example. If you are driving a car to the hill and there is a breakdown, so what you will do? You have to do by your own self. Like, you have to find the ways how you can get the car out of the situation. The same way, we will learn here how to learn our own self. And self practice is very important, because there are the new tools which are coming, and we cannot get a mentorship. Let's say Kubernetes. When Kubernetes launched by the company, there were no resources who knows the Kubernetes. No mentors were available in the market. So what is the way of learning it? Official documentation. If you are learning any tool, refer their official documentation, and you will come. They have given a very well documentation. You just need to read that document and follow the steps provided by them. And that's way you will learn how to use the tools. So compare it with driving a car. If you are not, let's say you learn a driving car, you got a license, and for 1 year you did not touch a car. After 1 year, you will have a confidence to drive a car? No. You will think like, I may have forgot driving a car. The same thing. If you keep away yourself from the practice, let's say for 1 month, then you have to again start from the beginning where you left. You need to brush up the concepts. So the practice is the key to success. That's why we have come with a thing like, we are providing a free training. Like, training on the same link will be available for the entire course duration. We are not going to change the link. This link will be available for everyone who wants to learn the DevOps. Actually, I will tell a story about ourselves, why we started this. We are working professionals in the IT industry. We are having an experience of more than 10 years. But the idea was, if we started giving everything free, no one values it. Like you have, like, like YouTube, on YouTube, everything is available on a free. There are a lot of mentors, international mentors, who are teaching the DevOps. But the thing is, they have made the syllabus as per their understanding, or the one who knows the basic of IT technologies, or he has a IT technical background, those people can understand it. But for the people who don't have a IT background, who comes from the non-technical background, for those, and then YouTube is a distraction. Let's say you are watching videos on YouTube of how to install a Docker file, and there will pop up of a latest movie. And what you do, you click on it, and you forgot DevOps study, and you start watching the funny videos. So this is a distraction. But here, we are here to give you the complete DevOps understanding from the beginning. And live training is free. If you are attending a regular class, within 3 months, you will have a confidence to start applying the jobs, and you will end up with getting a job. But I can give a total complete free, like I can upload those videos on YouTube. I know no one is going to watch it. That's why we have kept very nominal fees. That is 3,500 rupees. If you pay 3,500 rupees, you will get videos, and videos we are not sharing on a drive. We are uploading it to YouTube so that you can watch those videos at any time. Let's say you are traveling in a bus, or you are at home, you can watch the YouTube videos by your own, and it is very easy and way to watch. And those are the private videos. So if you have paid, don't only the links will be shared with you. And if you are not paying, then you can attend the free session. Timing will be morning 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. every day, Monday to Friday. Okay, so here I will open a panel for the questions and answer. If you have any questions, queries regarding this DevOps training, feel to unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can type in a chat box as well. Do you have any questions, concerns, or queries regarding this training? Okay, please say yes, no in the comment box if you are hesitating to speak. And that,
no questions.
Okay. Okay. So no one is hiring for a pressure for DevOps job. Yeah, this is a question. Actually, this is a myth, I will say. If you look at the market, they are hiring a freshers also. But as a freshers, so this is a era like where everything is available. If you compare 10 years down the line, the internet was not available, resources were not available. So company was hiring a freshers, means they were going to college, they were collecting the students who are just in a final year of their academic, and they were used to give a training to them for 6 months. Let's say they let's say take an example of any software company, it may be Infosys or TCS. They were going directly to the college campus, and they were having the round of interviews, and they were selecting the students from all the stream. Like they were not having any issues with computer science, electrical, civil, mechanical. They were giving opportunity to all engineers, and they were selecting them, and they were giving a training to them for 6 months. And then they were teaching the tools which they need for their organization. So companies were doing those expenses of a training of a candidate. Why? Because that those days there were a lot of resources were not available in the market, and number of engineers were less. But nowadays, if you want to learn how to send a rocket to the moon, everything is available on internet at free of cost, right? So that's why company has the expectation, like we are not going to train anyone nowadays. We were just giving a KT, that is knowledge transfer, and people should learn themselves using the resources available in the market. Like if you I remember like 10 years back, if you want to learn C, there was only way to go to the bookshop, buy a book based on a C, which teaches the C, read the book, practice on a computer itself, troubleshoot by own, or ask the faculty if faculty is available. But nowadays, if you want to write a simple Python program, you have a chat GPT, you have a YouTube, you have a lot of resources, you have a Stack Overflow, you have a plenty of tools which will help you to write and design a code. So that's why the company don't hire for freshers who don't have any knowledge. So for that purpose, what you need to do, you need to learn the skills, you need to complete some projects, you need to mention your projects on your resume, like I have done this project, I have knowledge of this. Some companies prefer certifications. If you have done some certifications, some company prefers if they are service-based industries. Service-based industries means what? Let's say I have to build a home. So what I need to do, I need to find an engineer, I need to find a labor, I need to find resources, and I will do everything by my own, and I will build a house. But don't have a time to do all the stuff. So what I will do, I will look for the consultants, and I will look for the people who can help me. So I will ask like people who can help me. So then I will deal with them. Like I will give a 1,500 rupees per square feet. These are my requirements. Please build a home for me as per my requirement. Then consultant will hire the labor. They will take care of all resources like what required. They will buy all assets on behalf of me, and they will give a ready-made house key to me. So the person who do all the things for me, these the same way, if any company requirement any software, so they don't hire a development team. They look for the third parties, and they give the requirement to them, and they ask, please develop the software on behalf of us. So this is called as a third party companies or service based industry. And there are two type of companies. One is product based and service based. So in service based, they will do like that way. So if you are a fresher, then if you are not getting a jobs, there are a freelancer, you can do a lot of freelancing. There are sites where you can get a freelancing job. At the initially, you may need to work for a free for some companies. You may need to search for startups. Now, even there are a lot of tools available where you can get the company calls or project works, and you can get the jobs. Okay, the question is, I am from commerce background. Is it possible to get job after this course? Definitely, you will get the job after this course, but condition is you need to practice a lot. Like for example, if you are from commerce background and you don't know like how to use the computers, that initial day you have to struggle. So like everyone, like it's like, let's take example of a driving car. It doesn't matter you are a mechanical engineer or IT engineer. Though mechanical engineer know how internal engines works, what is the combustion, how smoke generated, how fuel is ejected. But does it make him easier to drive the car? No. It helps him to understand the mechanism of car if car fails. But the same struggle both per people has to do. Though he's a but the thing is like being a mechanical engineer, he know what is gear, what is clutch, what are the purpose. But if you are IT engineer, then you need to understand first what is gearbox, how to operate it. So that struggle is everywhere. Like because the mechanical engineer is also a fresher like you. When he applied for that course, then he started learning. But here you have learned something different, which is not related to this position. So here you have to you have to start from the same thing where he started. So that struggle is there, and everyone can survive. Like for example, now you have Android phones. Everyone is able to use the Android phones. Even the kids who are 5 years old, 2 years old, even you don't teach to them how to use the mobile or how to operate the mobile, but still they are able to use your mobiles. They are able to open the YouTube, and they are able to play song of their choice. How? Because they are doing a practice and they observe it keenly. The same way you can be succeed even if you from the I said like even if you are from 12th standard pass and you understand the English, you can succeed here. There is no issue at all. But you have to do the practice a lot. You need to understand how computer works, how operating system, what is network. So let's say if someone is from technical background, he may have struggle of doing a practice once or twice. Being a non-technical background, you may need to repeat the things three times or four times. That's it. Beyond that, and at one point, once you are good with the basic understanding, after 1 month, you are as equivalent as a technical person. Or if you keep practicing, then you will overcome to the technical person as well. I will give an example. Elon Musk, right? He did a satellite which launch the satellite in the space and returns back. So before him, no one thought of this. So do you think like Elon Musk was a rocket scientist? No, he just read the books and designed by himself. But he failed a lot of times. Then he got a success, and the success is like tremendous. Like you can see now, everyone knows who is Elon Musk. The same thing in DevOps. DevOps is nothing but failing every day. Even you are a 10 years professional, you are a 20 years professional, you will definitely fail, and it fails. That's why there is a scope of DevOps engineer. Let's say I am a DevOps engineer, I did automation, it is working smoothly for 6 months, there is no failure. Then no company will hire DevOps engineer, they will hire consultant. They will ask like, please, DevOps engineers, DevOps architects, please come to our company, give us solution, create a pipelines, and when it will fail, we will call you, then come to us and fix it. So it never happens. Every company has dedicated DevOps engineers just because they know it fails every day. Okay, so next question is, which one has more demand, AWS or Azure? Does Linux depth knowledge required in DevOps? Basic network knowledge required to start a DevOps journey? Yeah. So coming to the basic depth knowledge, so I already told DevOps is master in all, jack in none. Like you need a knowledge of all streams, all area of a basic knowledge. Like you don't need to be a Linux administrator course. Here we will use a Linux that you can within a 1 week you will be master in Linux. And what are the required thing? Only those sets we need to learn. And even if you are struggling something, there is a Google. And in your office as well, if you let's say you are struggling with some commands, you don't know how to check the IP of the server, then Google is there. You can just type and Google the command how to check the IP address of a Linux, and use that command, test in a testing environment, and then you can do the stuff. It's not like that you should be a master and you know everything. No, not at all. You have to learn. And then question is, what is demanding, AWS or Azure? Okay, so I will repeat the same example here. You need to understand the basic of cloud, how cloud works. And if you understand that, then either AWS or Azure, both are fine. But the thing is, like, AWS is a pioneer in a cloud, so there are a lot of opportunities for the job on AWS. Like 33% market share is of AWS, 27% market share is of Azure, and 11% market share is of Google Cloud Platform, GCP. So it depends company to company. If companies are working more towards the AI ops, ML ops, then they neither prefer AWS or Azure, they prefer GCP, because GCP had some services which supports designing of AI ops and all. And the companies who are startup, like Azure came with a free servicing, so the companies are switching to Azure. And the companies who are existing from the long time in the market, they prefer AWS, as their infrastructure is available on AWS. And nowadays there is a mixed concept like hybrid cloud. Like again, the companies who are having a lot of production, so they don't want to rely on a single cloud. Let's say I have a Hotstar application and like kind of share marketing application, so I can't be reliable on AWS 100%. So what they do, they are using a hybrid cloud. They are preferring AWS and Azure both. So this is a mixed bag. Like it depends on which company you are applying and what are the company requirements and what are the client suggest to them. So it varies. So you should be good in anything, like any cloud platform. It may be AWS, Azure, or GCP. You have to just understand. Like let's say you create a EC2 instance in AWS. If you have to create the same thing in Azure, you will create a virtual machine. So that's the same thing. Okay. Anyone has any questions? We are out of time already. If anyone has any questions, I can attend one question, or you can join tomorrow, same time, morning 8 to 9, Monday to Friday. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. Happy learning.
Thank you.
Thank you.